What is up, Africa? How we doing? This is my second ever ABC. I'm a little bummed I didn't go to the first one so I could have all three, but it is an amazing event, and I'm so honored and proud to be on this stage. So I'm going to be talking to you about funding freedom with the Bitcoin Development Fund at the Human Rights Foundation. So who am I? I'm CK, Director of Financial Freedom at the Human Rights Foundation. And I've been with the HRF for a little bit more than a year, and it's been an amazing journey getting to interact with so many incredible builders, educators in the Bitcoin space, especially the ones here located in Africa. So what is our mission? Our mission is to support individual projects that make Bitcoin and related freedom technologies powerful tools for human rights defenders operating in the most challenging political environments. The Bitcoin Development Fund, it was started in 2020. We support Bitcoin development, adoption, and education. We've given over 175 Bitcoin grants that have been distributed since 2020. And we have projects based in over 56 countries. And in 2024, we distributed 80 grants, and we're ramping that up. So this is a cool map that we put together. This shows you kind of like a heat map of where we have been distributing grants. So orange is 10 plus grants, pink 8 to 9, blue 4 to 7, light blue 1 to 3. And really proud of all the different projects and countries that we've been able to support across the globe. So why is HRF doing all of this? Why are we giving 175 grants in Bitcoin? Like, what's the connection between freedom and Bitcoin? So my explanation is this idea of the golden billion. So there's 8 billion people on the planet. 1 billion of them, about 12%, live with an internationally convertible currency, property rights, and democracy. 7 billion, close to 90%, live with limited human rights, property rights, and access to international markets. So what does that mean? That means 7 out of 8 people have lower living standards simply based on where they were born. So, I was born in the United States, but I'm Egyptian. I could have easily been born in Egypt and lived an extremely different lifestyle with very, very different opportunities. So let's tell some stories about people in Africa. So on the left in the pink shirt, that's Peter. I met him in Egypt this past year. He's a tuk-tuk builder. He's an entrepreneur. He has a factory. He has employees. But over the last 18 months, his business has been completely frozen, not because it's his fault, but because his currency is devaluing so fast, and the government in Egypt is locking down exchange of dollars so strictly that he can't import parts. He can't do business internationally, even if he wanted to. So he's just sitting there. This is a college student on the left. His name is Vincent. I met him in Malawi. And he's really struggling. He's working really hard every chance he gets, doing tours, helping people out, trying to help his family, trying to make money. But there's simply a lack of jobs. There's a lot of youth, and there's just no opportunity. And that is not helped by the fact that in Malawi, they've experienced multiple 40-plus devaluations over the past 2 years. So these are stories of real people that are being held down. Why? Well, one of the biggest problems is non-convertible devaluing currencies. No matter how hard they try, no matter what they do, no matter how much they invest in their education, they're being held down by this problem. And this is not the only problem, but it's a really big problem. We think Bitcoin fixes this. So what is Bitcoin? Bitcoin is internationally convertible currencies. It's fixed supplied, so it can't be inflated or intentionally devalued. It's corruption-free, and it has no racial bias and no gender bias. You send and receive a Bitcoin transaction, and as long as you have the private key, you can use Bitcoin. So the Bitcoin Development Fund, we're giving grants to support Bitcoin projects. What kind of Bitcoin projects? Across the entire spectrum. So we support Bitcoin development, so that's core development, that's scaling, that's privacy, that's application layer development, that's UI and UX development, work, and research. and mining technology, specifically around mining decentralization and accessibility. We also support the broader range of freedom tech. So that started with Tor, but is actually expanded into eCash and Nostr, which are protocols that we are really excited, and we think that they support Bitcoin and amplify Bitcoin. And Bitcoin adoption initiatives, so education, translation, liquidity, conferences, community spaces. We have supported and are looking to continue to support all of these types of initiatives and projects across the globe. So what are we going to do in 2025? We are going to make more grants to better projects. We're going to better connect with our grantees in order to support them better and to give them resources beyond just financing. And we are going to support the grantees better by connecting them together. So what have we done in Africa? So far, we've given 46 grants to 14 countries. We've supported 2 core developers based out of Africa. We've supported technical Bitcoin education, Lightning infrastructure, translation into 8 key African languages, and support for key events on the continent, just like ABC. And why do I tell you about all of these different initiatives that we're supporting? Is because I actually want to inspire you here in the room to apply. We want to support more African projects, more builders here. So all the builders, all the developers, you do not have to have an existing project that is successful. It can just be an idea. It can be an aspiration. But we want to support those ideas. So stand up, take out your phone, scan that QR code. It's going to take you to our application form and apply. And just because you applied and you may not have gotten a grant or you may not get accepted, that doesn't stop you from applying again, coming up with new ideas and trying. So I really, really want to urge, you need to try to what happened? Oh, here we go. Yeah, I mean, you need to try. And the worst thing that you can do, and I've heard this over and over from potential grantees here on the continent, is have the potential, have the ideas, and not apply. So scan the QR code, check us out, and remember, Bitcoin is a Trojan horse for freedom. So let's bring Bitcoin into Africa. Let's bring Bitcoin across the globe. And let's Trojan horse some freedom into the world. Thank you so much.